Okay, so this is the second part where a woman's video about not accepting coffee dates went viral, right? Went semi-viral, right? And this is I'm gonna do this is a bunch of the reactions that came from this video. So it's probably gonna be a longer one because there's a lot of reactions, a lot of different point of views. So I'm gonna either just watch them and have you guys just what do you guys think about it, or if I hear any take that I think is interesting, I'm gonna react to it. So let's check it out.
A man asked me for coffee today after work, and I politely told him no, and then brought myself to McAllister's, where I got this croissant, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like to date, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like to date. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
Social media really got a lot of y'all portraying yourselves online in a way that you would never portray yourself in real life because you know that's not who you really are. Some women got to be very, very grateful that someone even asked them on a date. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't believe that anybody asked her on a coffee date at all. I'm trying to figure out, why am I seeing so many videos of women against coffee dates? I can almost put money on it that she in particular does not get asked out on dates often. I think a lot of women get online and make videos like that because they want to brag. Oh my God, a guy actually asked me out. Let me go online and tell everybody, like, girl, if you get asked out a lot, or if guys approach you a lot and you're used to saying no, that's not a conversation to have online. But when you're not always being approached, get online and brag like, oh my God, someone asked me on a coffee date. Girl, be happy somebody asked you out, because because the comments already ripping you a new asshole. Be for real.
A man asked me.
I'm gonna say this. I said this already before that men have no standards. Plenty of men have no standards. Dating for women is easy. It is on easy mode. That's why I have no sympathy for women when it comes to dating. Dating for women is on easy mode. Doesn't matter if you're fat, big 600-pound women on TV shows and stuff like that have boyfriends. Doesn't matter if you're skinny. Doesn't matter if you're ugly, pretty, old, young, have 8 kids, no kids. There will always be a man out there, a simp, a fool, a man has no self respect that will date, that will even marry women that fits into any and all categories. So, am I part of the people who don't believe her? Eh, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, where I would say that I might not believe her is that there are plenty of women. I mean, I honestly think that less men are approaching, but I mean, there are plenty of men that do. So that's one thing. Second thing is that there are plenty of women that want to use men dating content as actual content, right? A lot of women use scenarios, made up scenarios to push content, right? To create a scenario for them to possibly go viral, possibly get some kind of following. So I wouldn't be surprised of that because I know so many women that I don't know if I would say fake date, but I mean they will use dating experiences to just make content. So the purpose of this whole dating is a content creation.
A man asked me for coffee today after work, and I politely told him no, then brought myself to McAllister's, where I got this croissant, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like to date, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like to date. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
So here's my thing, and this is no shade to you. This is no shade to you, okay? And like I've seen the comments, I've seen other people make videos about this and third and this, and even another woman, she made a video basically saying like she thinks you lied about the whole thing, and then another woman made a video on her talking about these are the women that are pick-me's and this, that, and the third, right? You basically made a video saying that you declined a man for coffee, but then you decide to show that you took yourself out to eat on a date at a place that's not coffee, right? In my mind, my initial thing is if you don't like coffee, why didn't you just tell the man, hey, I'm not really a coffee person, but we can definitely do something else if you're up to that. So to me, you not doing that just means that one, you didn't like the man enough to want to go on a date with him, or two, you just wanted to come on the internet and just talk your shit on some real shit. Talk about what men again yet are doing that you just don't like. Because if a man asks me on a coffee date or something that I genuinely don't like, I'm not gonna get on the internet and be like, a man did this today and I don't like this and da 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 da. I would have had the conversation with the man and been like, you know what? I appreciate you asking me for that, but you know, that's just not what I initially do. But maybe if you were into this, then we could probably do this instead. Or for me, honestly, I don't drink coffee like that, for real, for real. So, like, if a man asked me on a coffee date, exactly what I said, I would tell him, hey, I'm not really a coffee drinker, but if you're down to, like, maybe go somewhere, maybe in between the middle, that maybe has tea and coffee and some, like, you know, whatever else it may be, I'd be down for that. This is exactly why I don't believe a lot of women when they come on the internet and spew the type of conversations that they think they had in real life. Not saying that she lied, but it just makes it very hard to believe that these are the type of conversations that women are having in real life. Because one, why did you have to bring this to the internet about something that you didn't do with a man? Again, this is where I say a lot of you women love just coming on the internet spewing shit about men, but yet you don't want men. You don't like men. It doesn't make sense. You could have easily just left out the fact that this man asked you on a coffee date. And you could have easily just said, you know what, I took myself to McAllister's today and this is what I got underneath $25. But y'all just had to insert the fact that a man asked you on a coffee date and it didn't work for you and instead you took yourself out on a date. Why did you need to insert all that shit? That's what I just want to know. Why did you need to insert all that shit? This is when I know that some of y'all love to just come on the internet and say things because you want the external validation of other women being like, girl, as you should. Don't lower your standards. Don't do this, that, and the third. And it's very telling what type of women do this on a day-to-day basis on the internet. Sorry, but this to me just showed me that you just needed external validation from other women. That's all it is to me. You just needed external validation from other women to make it seem like, you know, oh, you didn't lower your standards, right? Oh, you didn't, like, oh, you can get a date, but you know, you get to choose, right? Because to me, when women do this, it makes it seem like somewhere, shape, and form in your life, you've never been chosen. And now all of a sudden, when you pay attention to other women and how they move, especially when it comes to social media, y'all are fucking bird brains. Y'all follow each and everything that another woman says on here because, again, y'all trauma bond more than you trauma bond with niggas on some real shit. So I just peeped it. I just peeped it the minute I watched the video because it just made sense on, like, you just needed to talk shit about men. It wasn't even had nothing to do about a man asking you on a coffee date. You just wanted to talk shit about men because you wanted to get that external validation yet again from other women on the internet who like to talk shit about men based off of their own trauma. And it just, listen, I peeped the whole thing. Y'all can call me a pick me, y'all can call me whatever the fuck you want, but I peeped the whole fucking thing. A lot of you women do this on a day-to-day basis when it comes on this app, when it comes to the internet in general, right? Because you could have easily just said, you know what, guys, I took myself out on a date today and I went to McAllister's and got me, you know, this little croissant and this fucking soup and this, that, and the third. But instead, you had to make sure that people knew that a man asked you out on a coffee date and it didn't work for you. But my thing is that you just took yourself out on the date. Why didn't you ask that dude to be like, hey, I'm going to McAllister's. Do you want to join?
I think she was dead on. I honestly believe she was dead on. I liked everything she said. So what do you guys think of that one? I agree. I mean, I agree. I honestly believe a lot of women go online just for validation, just to say shit to get free validation from women, maybe even free validation from some simp men as well.
Me personally, I do not mind a coffee date, an ice cream date. I don't feel like they scream low effort.
Oh, I want to say too. Seriously? Oh, do we not live in 2025? I honestly believe if not all, most coffee places have other fucking drinks as well. Coffee is just it's just a word for let's go to a place where it's more chill, just a drink, less pressure. I find it really stupid. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, if let's say the most popular coffee place, Starbucks, I honestly believe every Starbucks also serves, I don't know, tea. They also serve other shit to drink. Or hell, just drink water. Right? Just drink water. It's, again, the purpose of dates is just to get to know the person. And I honestly believe what the other woman said. She just wasn't attracted to the person. She didn't make no effort to say, oh, you know what? Maybe we should go to somewhere else. Or whatever. Is that I just not attracted to you. I don't want to see you. I don't give a shit what you do. Right? But maybe if you took me to somewhere fancy, amazing, maybe I will give you a chance to change my mind. Again, I've said this before where if she is attracted to you in the way that she wants you, women will make it easy for you. I've seen it plenty of times before. Even baddies, right? Gorgeous, top level gorgeous women. If she's attracted to you, i.e., she wants you, she will make dating easy for you. She will not be putting obstacles in your path because she wants the easiest path you can take to actually be with her.
That's just me. I feel like they scream, let's have some intimate conversation in a cute little parlor, cute little coffee shop. And personally, I love to see how a man can take a simple date and make it into an all-day date. Actually, that's my goal. Like, I'm not gonna strive for it by any means, but the moment we decide we're gonna do something cute, simple, and light, I wanna see is his wires going off to be like, damn, how can I keep this girl hostage all day? Yes, keep me. But then he got to start thinking and planning about, oh, well, we should do this, or oh, I'm going to take you there. Or even if we're having a dialogue about something, and then he's like, oh, well, I know a spot. You want to go? That's just me. I lived in Seattle for 3 years. You think people were not inviting me out to go get coffee? Mind you, I didn't even drink coffee. But they got a little tea on the menu. They got a little something that I would like. But the way y'all are trying to go out of y'all way and make this lady feel grateful for getting offered a coffee date is insane to me. A lot of you women will grovel to your knees and bark like you want it if a man told you to because you want a man that bad. One thing I admire about my good sis, my good plus size sister, she doesn't want a man that bad. And that's how a lot of y'all wind up in the bullshit that y'all do wind up in, because you want somebody that bad that you're willing to accept whatever. If you're not a coffee dater or ice cream dater, that's you and that's fine. It does not make you above anybody else that does accept those type of dates and engagements with men. Because if it did, you would have you a good man already, right, sister? Wrong. Me personally.
Like I said, I don't discredit anyone for having standards. Everyone should, right? Have standards, have boundaries. Particularly men should. For me, I only jump in if you complain about it, right? Like women that I'm not saying she did. I'm not saying she did. I'm more reacting to it because of all the reactions that came along with it. Okay. If women saying, oh, these are my standards, right? I have these standards, i.e. no coffee dates, right? These are my standards. And then come around and say, where are the good men at? Oh, I'm only attracting terrible men. Men don't want to commit. Men don't want to approach. Constant, consistent complaints. And then you tell us your standards. I wonder why. I wonder why you're having problems in dating. Because like I said, dating for women is easy. It is easy. So you have in my personal opinion, no right to complain. Because you make it harder. You make it harder. Now, again, that is within your right to have whatever boundaries and standards you have. But then when you make it harder, and then you come on and complain, how hard is it? Well, that's when I would jump in and talk about your hypocrisies and delusions. Now, like I said, I'm not criticizing this woman, oh, she should want coffee dates. No, but what I do say is that women who think like this are going about dating wrong. Purpose of dating, in particular, the first date, it's about getting to know the person. Because honestly, a lot of people, particularly women, they skip or they don't put enough emphasis on the talking stage, right? The conversations you have before you get to the date. Okay, you should already be attracted to the guy's looks, and you also should know a very glancery or possibly a bit in depth image of this person's personality. But a lot of women skip that shit. They really skip it. Like they think, he's okay looking. Don't really talk to him much. Boom. Let's get on to a fancy date or a more, I don't know, effort date. So it's like you're wasting each other's time, particularly wasting men's time and money.
Did y'all see the video of the lady who came on the internet and said that she was invited out by a male co-worker to go have coffee after work? She said she declined it because she doesn't do coffee dates, and instead she went to a restaurant which set up. And now the reason she said she declined the coffee date is because she feels basically it's a low effort date and she does not want to go on a coffee date with anybody. As the internet works, a lot of people are having a lot of mixed reactions to her making her standards known on the internet. Few of the main reasons that I'm seeing are, number one, they feel like, why is coffee date not an acceptable date, especially if you're just now getting to know somebody. And just because someone's sitting down to have coffee doesn't mean it's low effort. It just means we want to get to know somebody without a high expectancy of it becoming this whole thing. Second reason people are upset is because they feel like she is not attractive enough to have these type of standards, much less tell the internet that she has these type of standards. Basically, if you don't look like a certain way, they think that you need to be quiet and or you need to lower your standards. Now, here are my thoughts on this. Okay, so in regards to women declining coffee dates, that is their standard for their dating life. If they do not want to go on a coffee date, why are y'all so upset about it? y'all are not dating them. Okay, there are plenty women that will go on coffee dates and will enjoy a coffee date and will have no problem meeting you for a quick little brunch, a quick little, oh, you want to grab coffee at this really cute restaurant? They will have no problem with that. Why are y'all so gung-ho on beating women down into submission to say, no, every woman needs to accept coffee dates? No, go find you a coffee date woman. They're out there. They exist. What is so wrong with this lady saying, no, I don't want to do a coffee date? That brings us to the second point, where people are saying you're not even conventionally attractive enough to have this point. I will say looks will play a part in the way that you're received on the internet. However, anytime any woman comes on the internet and says these are my standards for dating, attractive, conventionally attractive, or unconventionally attractive, is going to have a negative reaction every single time, no matter if they are drop dead gorgeous, right? The reaction is going to vary, but they're still going to have a visceral reaction. I've seen it time and time again. I've seen it when models come out and spoken out. I've seen it when like influencers come out and speaking out, and these are like women that are like gorgeous, and men are in the comments like, oh, well, these women, you're still just a bird, right? Like, anytime any woman comes on here and says, hey, these are what I expect from a man, the men gonna be upset. And women too, because I've seen a lot of women coming from her neck. Did y'all see the video?
I will say this. I don't give a shit, right? I don't give a shit. Oh, because she's ugly, she shouldn't want coffee dates. No. She is average, but I mean, well, yeah, I'm not gonna really question. Because like I said, I don't give a shit. Because I've said this before. Even if you're ugly, pretty, fat, skinny, it don't matter. Women always have options. So it doesn't matter what anyone says. Right? It doesn't matter what anyone says. Women will always have options. What I will come in is that if you have options and then you complain about your options, well, now I'm going to say some shit. Because honestly, that is your fault. Right? It is your fault. So, I don't really, in my opinion, okay, I'm not here to say, oh, because you're ugly, you need to change your standards. No, I'll say this. Whatever you get in life, that is what you get. So let's say if you are a fat woman, and then you're constantly getting men that don't want to commit to you, only want to have sex with you, or men that are broke, men, you get these certain types of men. Well, I'm going to say this. One, no duh. Right? It's like, what are men getting in return? So if men aren't getting much in return, you got to think maybe these men are only dating you or around you or interested in you because of just one thing. So sometimes we got to think, oh, what do women get from the men, right, that they possibly date? So a man, let's say an incel, right? A lot of these incel men have really nothing going for them. So no duh that a lot of these women wouldn't want to date these types of men because they have nothing about them that's particular or that's special or that's interesting or that, you bring nothing to the table. So you can't be surprised that, let's say, women that are unattractive, they're getting what they're getting. And if they complain about it, well, no duh, they're getting what they're getting. So that's how I go about it, is like, okay, how your dating life has been. You have to reevaluate. That's why I believe self-reflection is so important. Probably because you are a 2, you are getting what you're getting. So you come on here complaining that you're getting what you're getting. Well, maybe a bit of self-reflection is important. Maybe because you are unattractive, you are getting the results you're getting. So maybe that's something you need to change. I'm not going to say that, oh, because you're ugly, you need to lower your standards. No, it's because of your results. Maybe you need to fix certain things if you want different results. Again, I'm a big believer in the quote, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results.
A man asked me for coffee today after work, and I politely told him no, and then brought myself to McAllister's, where I got this croissant, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
Listen, I have a genuine question. Not even trying to be challenging, not trying to come at nobody, not trying to force you to like something that you don't like. But genuinely, what the fuck is wrong with a coffee date? What the fuck is wrong with an ice cream date? If you drink coffee and eat ice cream. Like, what the fuck is wrong with dates like that? Please, somebody please give me a real answer. For the women that refuse dates like that, what do you genuinely think that that says about the man? Like, what do you assume about him when he says, you want to go for a walk, or you want to go out for coffee, you want to grab drinks, or you want to go out for ice cream? What is going through your mind? Because if you drink coffee and anybody else that you know in your life asks you to go out for coffee, it would be okay. If your parents was like, well, let's go get some coffee. If your friend said it, if your homie said it, if your kids said it, if a coworker, a business partner was like, yo, let's go talk some shit, go over these numbers and go get some coffee. Like, that would be okay. So coffee's okay. Getting to know you is okay. Just not those two at the same time. Just those two simultaneously is a problem. Oh, please help me like this is how I can tell y'all ain't never been loved for real. Y'all ain't never been in a real relationship. Y'all ain't never really liked somebody for real. Y'all ain't never really been interested in somebody for real. Cause when you do, it don't matter if you on top of the Empire State Building or you standing at a bus stop. That shit is a movie regardless, cause you actually are interested. You actually like them. You actually want to get to know them. And if that's really how you feel, instead of turning down the date, what's wrong with being like, no, I don't want to do coffee, but how's lunch? I don't want to do coffee, but how's dinner? I don't want to do etc., but how's this instead? Like, open your...
Again, I mean, I don't disagree with him. I have a lot of videos, so I just want to, get the gist of it, and then because a lot of these videos I haven't seen. So again, I think it just boils down to she wasn't interested in him. I think almost everything boils down to women that don't want certain things. They are not interested. We have women that literally get with abusers, get with liars, get with cheaters, get with men that are really just men that most women say they don't want. Yet they still get with these men because these women are attracted to these men. I 100% believe if a woman finds a man attractive, i.e., not just like, oh, he's good looking. No, attractive in a way that I want that man. I want that man. Well, she will ignore every and any red flag to make it easier for him to get her.
I need to center myself in the middle of this coffee date conversation because 2 years ago, I made a video where I said that I liked coffee dates and the girls was in the comments calling me ugly. And I just want to bring that up if I can. They was telling me that my self-esteem was low because they was telling me that my self-esteem was really low, and that I didn't value myself because I was willing to go on a coffee date and I was disrespecting myself. And I just want to bring that up. I feel like now's the time to bring that up since we're talking about this. The girls was telling me that I really shouldn't even be speaking about dating because there's no reason that any man would even want to talk to me or look at me. Again, because I'm bad built and ugly apparently. The girls said to me, they said to me that because I don't wear a wig, that I don't even know anything about dating. So why am I opening my mouth about this shit? This is what the girls told me. The girls was in my comments telling me that I was making it hard for them because I was willing to accept the crumbs. The crumbs is the coffee date, okay? Then the young lady comes on here and says that she's not interested. She said, hell no, I won't go, for a coffee date. And she went to McAllister's. And I was like, I haven't been to a McAllister's in years. I was like, is there one near me? I need to send.
That just shows you that if women don't agree with you, they will hate you. If you don't follow the sisterhood, they will hate you. It's funny that women constantly said, treat women like individualistically, or women aren't hive mind, women aren't a monolith. But if you fall out of line, if you don't follow the sisterhood, they will attack you.
If you want to date women who accept coffee dates, $5 low effort ass coffee dates, date low effort ass hoes. Understanding what is the disconnect here?
What is about it is low effort. The money, the amount of money. How's going to a more expensive place higher effort? No, it's just a higher cost. That is it. Women's thought pattern of effort is just how much you're willing to spend on her. This is why it's not even about that woman in particular. Well, probably it is. Where a lot of these women that says no to coffee dates is because they view the low cost of entry as low effort, as you are not impressing me enough. So I don't want to give you my time, because my time is worth a lot more than, like she said, $5. Again, this is the problem with a lot of women, where they treat dating as transactional. How much you spend on me is how much you'll get from me.
Where y'all always getting mad because a woman, and regardless of that woman was not as attractive as y'all think she should be, or as thin as y'all think she should be, y'all would have still find some way to get mad at that woman simply because she declined a coffee date, because that what type of low effort ass shit y'all want to do to bag a woman, right? Get you a low effort ass hoe, right? You know, the bitches who baby mamas to niggas who ain't ever take them on dates. The bitches who are baby mamas to niggas with 5 other baby mamas. Like, them is y'all types. Them is y'all type. The bitches who sit right here, right, and link up with niggas for dates. That's them is y'all types. They never had real standard. So, of course, they don't think a fucking coffee date's root, Chris. They basically don't think a coffee date's root, because them is y'all types. Why are y'all steady going after single women with no kids and good jobs and 401ks and never had a family? Like, why is y'all going after bitches like that? Right? Motherfuckers be trying to go after bitches making 6 figures and shit, talk about something. You want to go on a $5 coffee date? And they get mad as shit. They don't accept the $5 coffee date. Like, no, you need to go after the hoes that meet your standards. Y'all be exceeding y'all motherfucking limit and me getting mad as hell because the car's declining. The offers being declined. Like, it's not making sense. Date who the fuck is in your range. You want to go on a $5 coffee date, get you a $5 hoe. Right? Get you a $5 hoe. That's how much you think her time is worth. Get you a $5 hoe. Why are we sitting right here being confused?
Imagine waking up to that. Yeah, these women are insufferable. But okay, fine, right? You know, get women that want you. Okay, cool. Okay. I find it funny that women have all these kind of takes, but yet they themselves don't listen to it. They themselves don't listen to it. You hear women constantly complain, oh, men don't commit, like, women have so much complaints about men. But you ask them what type of men they're going for. Oh, usually they are describing top tier men. Oh, these men don't want to commit. These men, you know, they are lying, they're cheating, all these things. Then why don't you get men that will love you, that will, it's like, why don't you get men that will, I don't know, be monogamous to you? Don't lie, don't cheat. Oh, I'm not attracted to these men. Oh, these men don't. Well, then, you have plenty of vices for men, yet you follow none of these vices yourself.
There's currently a woman on here being attacked on multiple fronts from men and women because she didn't want to go on a coffee date with a man. And I'm not even going to talk to men because we know why that upsets the type of men that are upset by it. I want to talk specifically to the women who are in this woman's comments laughing and asserting that she should take whatever because she is a certain size or she looks a certain way or whatever the case may be. There are women in her comments doing that thing where they're like, oh, I went on a coffee date, or I went on a walk with my man and we've been together for 10 years, or I'm happily married, or I'm off the market. This is why women, can't find anybody. I'm not even finna hold y'all hand when I say this. I'm not about to. Y'all need to get out of her comments and go sit in the mirror and say the things that you're saying, because you're openly projecting, because you realize that that's not the way to date. That's the way that you date. And because this woman's standards for how much thought and intention and effort is put into the way she's courted.
Who the fuck do you think you are to, this is the problem with modern day women. Courted. I'm sorry. majority of modern day women do not deserve or qualify to be courted. Now, fine. If that's your standard, that's your fucking standard. You don't deserve it. You're not owed it. You're not entitled to it. But here's the thing where I find it stupid. Again, women are negating how the purpose of dating. If let's say this, taking a restaurant is not high tier, high effort. I find it really ridiculous that women think that just picking a restaurant is not the most high level amount of effort. I just really just I swear to God. Plus, this is a problem with a lot of women. A lot of women waste men's time and money. So like women, this is why women don't understand consequences. Why do you think that men that, let's say this, they put in that amount of effort, i.e., they spent the money. Why do you think these men think that they qualify for your body? Right? We constantly said, and I honestly believe this, men are not owed women's body. Okay, men are not owe it. Same thing, women are not owed men's money. You're not owed it. This is why women don't understand consequence. Because how women have been dating thus far has created the scenario where, honestly, men are filtering out women that wasting men's time by wasting men's time where men give in the effort and they still don't want these men, right? They're not, why do you think the whole 50-50, right, dates came about? Why do you think men are trying to go Dutch or, half on a bill? Because of shit like this, right? You don't like the man. That's why you want him to prove himself. But even if he proved himself, it's not a guarantee that he got you. So really, now he not getting a second date. He's not getting anything. No kiss, no hug, definitely no body because he's not owed it. But now he's out the money. He's wasted his time. So it's like this is why I honestly believe, I'm not saying all the men that comment bad. This is not why, but I mean, I believe a lot of men think that the important thing of a coffee date is that you both it's low commitment or you both are not, it's not a big waste of time. And definitely it's not a big waste of money. It's a waste of money with how a lot of these women date. Because again, a man that spends the money on a date with you is not owed your body nor a second date. So a lot of men say, okay, cool. That's true. We're not owed woman's body because we took her on a fancy date that we spend a lot of money on. Okay. So let's skip that and see that, okay, let's go on a coffee date or it's kind of just a meetup, right? In my personal opinion, coffee dates are just like the talking stage, but in person. So let's do a coffee date and just see if we even want to actually go on a date, if we're actually interested in each other. Because so many women have said, I've said this, right? They go on a date with a man. It's like, oh my God, he asked no questions. He asked me no questions. Oh, I'm not interested. Oh, it's like, well then, imagine if all that he did it on a coffee date. Well then, he's not out money. And you know what? You spent, usually coffee dates are, during the day, you spent 1, maybe 2 hours with him and, you still have the rest of your day. Right? But men are not expecting you to go full on makeup and, like a ball gown to a coffee date. You don't need to put that much effort in as well, right? Dress regularly, go on a coffee date, get to know the person, see if you see any glaring red flags. If you don't, well, now most likely men will move on to an actual dinner date.
Slick. Y'all thought, oh, coffee dates are cheap. Coffee shops are in. And a lot of girls don't even drink coffee, so I'm really not paying for shit. And you got motherfucking caught. That's the thing. And when y'all get covered, just sit back, reflect, ponder nothing. You go straight to misogynoir and fat phobia.
Fat phobia isn't real. It's not real.
A woman came online and said she
Yeah, no one's scared of fat people.
don't do coffee dates. And she didn't bash coffee dates. She just said, that is not my preference. But if it's yours, that's fine. And because she wasn't conventionally beautiful, everybody had the nerve to tell her to lower her standards.
She absolutely bashed coffee dates. With her words, with her body language. The fact that the video even exists, she was bashing coffee dates. She basically...
Yeah, just like I think the second woman, okay? She didn't need to bring up the man. She could have said, oh, I took myself out on a date. No, you chose to. Because you wanted to shame the man and then probably get women to uplift you or, you know, add to the whole discourse of no coffee dates.
He said, oh, I don't do that shit, but to each his own. If you like it, I love it. I wouldn't do it, though. That's what she said about coffee dates.
Hey, man, can we stop acting as if this conversation around coffee dates that y'all are having with this woman isn't because she's heavyset?
Oh, brother.
It's because she's heavyset and you don't find her attractive.
Yes, that is absolutely part of it. Let's really get into this. There are so many women online who get off on telling rejection stories. We've seen it 1,000 times. They feel like they're building themselves up by telling, oh, men ask me out on dates, but I reject them. There's a whole trend of like, oh yeah, they ask me out on dates, but I say no. Like that, it's like a whole big thing. They love doing it. Also, Dana just had like a whole 3-part series on how handsome men don't have to live the same lives as regular men. She was talking about D'Angelo's brother, the nigga like 6'6", swole as hell. He posted a video doing some gym workout, and there's a million women in the comment section saying, hey, you can have it. Whatever you want, you can have it. I swear to God. To see a conventionally unattractive, heavyset woman online, just set her camera up. Just set it up.
Oh, I love this comment. She said, I don't do coffee dates, and then proceeded to buy a bunch of stuff which she could have got at a said coffee date. That is true. What has she got? Soup? I'm pretty sure Starbucks sells soup. I think, again, I haven't been to a Starbucks in a long time. I don't know, a bagel? What? I mean, like, seriously, coffees. I mean, a Starbucks sell a lot of those food. So really, it's like, did you not want to go on coffee date, or you just didn't want that man? And that is the problem. That is the thing. Might as well just don't even talk about the coffee date. Like, oh, a man that I wasn't attracted to asked me out. I just rejected him. Okay. That was more blunt. That was getting to the thing. I mean, stop with the, oh, my standards are no coffee dates. Is it? Or your standards is you just don't date men you're not attracted to?
And go, well, this man saw me, thought I was gorgeous, asked me out on a date, and he talking about going to a coffee spot. No, so I got myself up, and I took myself out, and I got too many calories, and I am treating myself how I should be treated. At the base of all of this, there's nothing wrong with that. But y'all trying to act like y'all not picking up on the tone of that video and why people are actually mad about it is just so dishonest. Could you imagine a fat, short, ugly, bald, broke man setting his camera up and talking like women owe him something over what they are trying to give him? Y'all would say he is lucky that a woman even wants him. I've actually heard y'all give that take. You lucky a woman even... The guy who just got on here and was like, when a ugly... He looked like the bottom of somebody's fucking shoe. And he was like, hey, don't you hate when a ugly girl approach you? We just ripped him to shreds. We just ripped him to shreds. All because he was ugly. All just because he was ugly. We just tore his ass up because how Shaquille said, you'd be lucky to just get some attention from a woman. And everybody was like, yeah, bro, you would. We understand it when a chopped man, y'all got me using Gen Z speak. We understand it when a chopped man gets online, just sets his camera up talking stupid. But when a chopped woman does it, now we all gotta be sensitive and shut the fuck up. Man, fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all.
Slick.
And that's where I find women's logic faulty. If it was reverse, women would not be supporting that man. Women not say, oh, his standards. Oh, I've seen literally women say, oh, men need to be more lonely. Literally. Imagine that. Imagine if a man said, oh, I rejected this woman, because she wasn't my standard. I literally have seen women say men need to be more lonely. That's John Cannon, amazing TikTok creator.
I'm going to be diplomatic here, and I'm going to speak from truly my own experience. If you live in a city like Washington, D.C., a state like California, possibly New York, where things are priced differently, I do see maybe how accepting a coffee date might not be as controversial. I'm going to use Starbucks just because Starbucks tends to be a very good baseline of prices, even with the mom and pop coffee shops. Like a grande, if you get a grande coffee and like a little sandwich or something from Starbucks, you're spending about $15. If you add something sweet in there, you're definitely at $20. A good drink, a good snacky snack for you and a lady, you're at about $35. $40 if you're getting fancy, if you're adding cookies, all the things, right? I say all that to say I live in Houston, which quiet as it's kept, Houston is a foodie ass city. I know when y'all come out here to party and shit, y'all be at the main spots where they charge you $40 and $50 for 3 lamb chops.
I would say this, okay? The issue is women are going to say this. I had a video of a woman saying, I don't care to get to know the man. That is the last on my priority list. It is about men taking me on dinner dates or giving me experiences, fun experiences. I don't care if I get to know the man. Literally what she said. And this is how women see why women don't want coffee dates. Nothing special. They don't get much food from it, nor do they get much of a fun experience from it. Women don't give a shit to get to know the man. Women want something out of it. So that's the ridiculous of it.
This whole coffee date discourse is reminding me that a lot of people are in relationships, but they don't actually have romance, right? Like they don't actually have romantic experience having these like deep, maybe even sensual connections, right? They're just dating to date. This is coming from a chronically single person, mind you. The longest relationship I've ever been in my entire life was 4 months. And I'm 25. Here's the thing. Despite that, I feel like I'm somebody who's had some great romantic experiences.
This is 5 minutes long. I'm probably not going to watch the whole thing. This is the problem I find with a lot of women. Literally, she's just said it. Okay? You want romantic experiences. Okay. You said, oh, I've had plenty of romantic experiences. Okay, how did that turn out? My longest relationship was 3 months. What's the point? This is the problem where I think women just want to date to have fun. Nothing else. Literally, women date not to have a relationship or a future with somebody. They date just to have fun. They're bored. I've said this countless times before too. I believe modern day women date just out of boredom. I really do. They date out of boredom because I think boredom is the most dangerous emotion a woman can have. Here's a woman that says, oh, I want romantic experiences. Okay. I usually just date because of romantic experience. Okay. How's that gone? Literally said the longest relationship she had was 3 months. So really, you following your standards, what has it gotten you? A 3-month-long relationship. And what the fuck was the point? What? It's like, this is the problem with a lot of women where they just want to have fun, which is great. That's cool and all. But then, to be honest, it's like, then this is the thing where women, maybe this is the controversial part, is that you wonder why, okay, situationships have popped up in this generation, in this time and age. Why have situationships have been a thing? I swear, I'm an old man, right? I'm an old man. I think maybe 5-10 years ago, never even heard the word situationships, right? At best was friends with benefit, but now it's like situationships, because I believe this is the thing what women want, like here. Just to have fun, no strings attached, no titles, no nothing. Just to have fun. So I think women are trying to rebrand friends with benefit. I don't know why, but whatever. But it's like, this is why situationships have popped up. This is why hookup culture has popped up. And like I said, I've said this countless times before. After the age of feminism, okay, or after the creation of feminism or the prominence of feminism, everything, however you see the consequences, the results, everything you see right now, it is the results of women's actions and words. The results of it. How men act, how women act, it is 100% the result of women's actions and words. So whatever they get, whatever complaints they have, well, I'm sorry. Women did it.
Not just sensual, romantic, right? I've had the dream dates. I've had guys pick me up in a nice car and give me the flowers and take me to these nice restaurants. When I lived in New York, I've had some just amazing romantic experiences. Even when I was in DC, even back to the level of high school, my high school boyfriend did an amazing proposal for me. But again, like I said, I've also been chronically single. Like, I don't really date long term. And it's not because I don't think, like, it's not just for being irrational. I just, number one, my time, my energy, and I move around a lot.
Literally, she explains why men are choosing coffee dates. Literally. This is why I love the internet. Women constantly prove men right. So here's a woman that says, oh, men put so much effort courting. Okay, great. But you know what? Nothing lasts. So what was the point of men doing all this effort for? She literally said, you know what? Her time is more important. It's like, well then, no fucking duh, men do coffee dates. Because this is the thing where this is what men see. Okay, fine. I can go the extra mile for so much effort and then get the same results of if I didn't do that at all. So a man, two universes, right? A parallel universe. A man that gives you so much effort, the effort that you want, the courting that you want, and you still break up with him or move on from him. While the man that asks you on a coffee date, same man, right? But different a parallel universe. He asks you on coffee dates. You curb him. You reject him, whatever. Same men, different actions, yet same results. But here's the thing. The man, right, that did the coffee date, he's not out the money. He's not really out the effort. He didn't waste his time on you. The man that spent the money, who used his time, used his effort, he's out all that. Right? The 3 months that he courted you, he could have used that 3 months on some other woman that actually wanted to be with him. So, you wonder why men do coffee dates.
What I'm noticing about this discourse about the coffee date is a lot of women are now having to reconcile with the fact that they should have said no. That's where the animosity is coming from. Women are seeing a woman who is saying no, and they are having to reconcile with the fact that they didn't. They settled. And if they settled, then why the fuck shouldn't she have to? May I suggest reconciling with that in therapy? Here is a raw and uncomfortable truth for a lot of women. You are socialized very deeply into saying yes to men. Yes to their attention. Yes to their egos. Yes to their authority. And
what the fuck? I've never heard any parent, anything in society promotes women to say yes to men. How are you socialized by that? Who tells you to do that? Movie, TVs? No. I see more often you saying no to men. But the flip side can't be said. Men are socialized to spoil women. Men are socialized to, oh, you need to pay for dates. You need to provide. You need to spoil her. You need to give her a soft life. You can't say no to women. You need to spoil her. You need to treat her like a princess, a queen. Saying yes to men? Where do you see that in anything? Tell me, right? Tell me what promotes women to say yes to men. I don't see that shit. I see more promoting women to be strong, independent. You don't need no man. I don't think that ideology means you should say yes to men.
Very act of another woman saying no feels like a threat to you. Not because she's wrong, but because she's free. And freedom, when you yourself don't have it, looks like betrayal. You feel betrayed. Because while you to some extent probably do want liberation for all women, right now you don't have it. And seeing women with it feels like a betrayal.
Liberate women. This is why I have no sympathy for women when it comes to dating. Fine. You are living in a world where you have 100% freedom of choice of your own actions. This is why I promote equality, right? Okay, cool. You have 100% control of your actions. So whatever results from your fucking actions, you have no right to complain. Because it's your actions. Suffering the consequence of your actions is on you. So fine. You know, I'm not criticizing these feminists. Do what you want. I promote women to do what they want. I'm just waiting until you complain about it. That's when I jump in.
Because misery requires company. Company maintains misery. Without it, you can't sustain. You would absolutely crumble. Women are rewarded for compliance and punished for non-compliance. And that includes women punishing other women. Women work just as hard for the patriarchy as men do. And over time, our conditioning to say yes to men sort of calcifies into law. To be safe, to be loved, to be accepted, I must say yes. So what happens when a woman shows up in defiance of that law? When she sets a boundary, when she declines attention, when she doesn't soften her nose with a smile and with an apology. Seeing a woman say no without guilt, and a woman who is perceived as not being attractive at that, it can ignite an internal storm within both women and men. Specifically women who have spent years complying to men, shrinking themselves for the sake of peace. Coffee Lady didn't do anything wrong. She did everything right, as a matter of fact. But she is revealing how much women have had to bend and break themselves to say yes to men. It's so much easier.
What do you guys think? I already said it. I mean, this is why women are ridiculous. Okay, sure. I mean, this is why I think women are stupid. Not all women, but in what world in the last 20, 30, 50 years have any woman have been forced to say yes to a man? What law is out there to force you? Who's out there to force you? Who? This is why I find feminists so idiotic. You have nothing to back up the shit you say besides how you feel about something. That is it. Nothing you said is backed up with anything. Nothing. Just how you feel. This is why it's idiotic.
You didn't want coffee, but you ate McAllister's. McAllister's is about compatible as far as price point to a coffee shop. When y'all talk about a coffee shop, y'all act like Starbucks is the only coffee shop that exists. Most coffee shops nowadays got full menus, and they not cheap. They not cheap at all. I can spend anywhere from $10 to $12 on a matcha or a chai latte, depending on how I fix it up. If I substitute the milks, if I add in certain syrups, it can get up to about $12 sometimes just for the drink. So sitting up here and acting as if you got these high standards because you turned down a coffee shop, but then in exchange for turning down a coffee shop, you went and took yourself to McAllister's for an under 25 meal deal. And she was absolutely trying to be shady in this whole thing. She's being disingenuous by sitting up now and acting as if that wasn't her intention. She's not trying to make it seem like she too good or that wasn't the tone of it. But yes, it is. Yes, it is. You got on here and made it seem as if you're too good. You can't take a coffee date. And that's why you're getting ate up by the internet. You deserve to get ate up by the internet because you were trying to shame women who will accept coffee dates and make it seem like you're too good for one. And it backfired on you, right? Because you ain't the messenger for that message. And that's the reason why the internet coming for you. It ain't no different than the dude who was talking about mid women approaching him looking the way he did. Y'all are one and the same type of people. Anytime y'all put too much emphasis on where the date is or how much the date costs, I know you're not used to nothing. You're not used to dates and you're not used to going to nice places. I also know a lot of y'all women use these dates as opportunity to dress up, social media content, and to brag to your homegirls about where you got a man to take you to. But most of the time when somebody prioritizes the location and the price point over just getting to know the person, which is what the whole interaction is supposed to be about, it's because you don't have pure intentions. Because by this point, we all know no matter where that man take you, no matter how much he spends, none of that is a reflection on what he wants with you and how he's going to treat you. You did.
This is the thing where I find it funny. That, okay, let's say he took her to, I don't know, a great restaurant. A great restaurant. Okay, does that make him, are you more interested in him? Does that make him better now? Does he now automatically get something from you? Automatically get a relationship from you? I find it funny women constantly said, oh, men paying for things does not equal, or they're not owed women's body. Okay, but why do women constantly deem themselves as they owed men's money, men's time and effort? You're not. It's like women don't understand the concept of you got to work for it. Just like if man wants to have sex with you, he has to work for it as well.
So this is going to be my last time talking about that coffee date lady, and then I'm done, okay? The only thing I'm talking about this lady now is the fact that y'all was talking about her looks and that she's a bigger girl. Very abundantly clear to a lot of you ladies that I think y'all are missing when it comes to talking about people's looks and stuff like that. Because a lot of you women have no problem calling a man broke, dusty, ugly, whatever the case may be. But as soon as a man says something about a woman as far as that she's ugly, she's overweight, she's whatever it is, right? She's not a 10, she's not a 7, let alone a 5. Y'all want to come for the man so fucking bad. Y'all have got to start being a little bit more honest, ladies, like on some real shit. And I know y'all all love to say, well, beauty is subjective, We live in a world where beauty is not subjective. That's not.
I may want to talk about that, right? I may want to talk about that and make a video of that because I honestly believe that it's the whole concept of, oh, beauty is subjective. It's very stupid. We know that it's very more often than not, it's not. Okay, how it's not subjective if, let's say, 90% of people find a slender woman beautiful. How is that really subjective when most people find this type beautiful? It's not really subjective then. It's like it's kind of a majority rule, or it's kind of consistent.
Act like it is. It's not. Because if it was, people wouldn't be coming for her looks. Yes, obviously there are men out there who obviously think that she's attractive. She wouldn't be asked that on a date, right? However, if there's a bunch of men in her comment section calling her ugly, and she likes men, but yet there's a bunch of women in her comment section calling her pretty, and she doesn't like women, who...
Right there, okay? I find it funny that women have the audacity to call this woman beautiful, pretty. What I have a video that I'm gonna, and I think I've done it before, or I'm gonna do some more of it. That if a man of her equal beauty, equal attraction level, came on and said the things she said, women will bust. Women do not find men that looks like her good looking, right? Attractive, handsome. Women don't. But I funny if it's a woman, doesn't matter what attraction level she has, she's beautiful. She's a 10. She's a goddess. She's gorgeous. It's like, it just shows you that women's lack of consistency, right, is only purely based on emotion, not any kind of form of logic, not any form of sense at all. Oh, because she's a woman, automatically she's good looking. Automatically she's attractive. But God forbid a man of her, a man that's equal to her in attraction level. Yeah, you wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Who the fuck does she think is lying to her? Regardless if she thinks that she's pretty herself, who the fuck do you think she's going to have in her head think that she is lying to her? It's not going to be the men, because hello, they're calling her ugly. It's going to be you women at some point. Why do you think there's so many women that actually behind closed doors ask women, do you really think I'm pretty? Do you think I'm ugly? Do you really think I'm overweight? Because they've heard it so many fucking times from men that they're ugly, they're overweight, or whatever the case may be. But y'all women are telling them, girl, you're so pretty. Girl, don't listen to those men. They just jealous. They're not jealous. They're being honest. And y'all just don't want to peep it. This is exactly why I don't believe a lot of you women when y'all come on here in people's comment section talking about, girl, these men are only saying that because they're jealous of you or they wish they had. They're not. They're not. They're telling her exactly what she is. If there's more than 10 men saying that she's ugly, I hate to break it to you. And I'm not saying that she's ugly. I'm just saying it as is. As is. I am an average looking black woman, but I know I'm pretty. And even if men didn't tell me that I'm pretty, I just know that I'm pretty. But also, I do have men who tell me I'm pretty. If a lot of men, were telling me that I'm ugly, but all you women kept telling me that I'm pretty, but even though in my head I think I'm pretty, there's going to be something behind closed doors that I'm going to be sitting in my bed probably thinking to myself, like, if I think I'm pretty and women are telling me I'm pretty, then why are all men calling me ugly? But I like men. I don't like.
That's why I find it funny too. All these women that, I mean, in other videos too, not just even this situation, where women said, "Oh, you're beautiful. You well, okay. Are you going to date her?" It's like, what is this validation for? What is this It's like women don't understand how dangerous or a detriment women are doing to other women. What is this free validation for? It's only to needlessly inflate her ego. For what? It makes women more delusional. It makes women more delusional. Oh my God, all these women think I'm beautiful, but I can't get a man that I want. Guess what? Maybe you're not good looking. Maybe you don't fit your standards. Now, you could have whatever standards you want, but you think that, I want a 6-foot man, 6 figures, a gorgeous looking man, but why can't I get him? All these women think I'm beautiful. Everyone gives me validation. Everyone thinks I'm amazing. But why am I not getting the results I think I deserve?
The reason why you bitches don't like coffee dates is because it doesn't look lit to your homegirls. When niggas realize that a lot of bitches live off the validation of their friends and family members, understand that some women are just not worth dealing with. In reality, a coffee date is never a problem. A walk in the park is never a problem for men that women actually like. But when a woman is using a man to look like she got some shit going on, she wants him to go above and beyond. Because then she can brag and tell her homegirls and her friends and family members that, hey, look how much money this nigga spent on me. A coffee date is not aesthetically pleasing to women who live for other people's validation. She can't walk in recording. She can't record the plate because everything is pretty much plain and simple. But the thing is about a coffee date is that there's no mass. There's no trying to come up with the next concept, the next thing to talk about. It's just vibes. We're sitting here across from each other, sipping on this coffee, this tea, drinking our whatever, and we're fucking vibing. A lot of women are very much dense. They can't vibe for too long. They can't hold intellectual conversations for too long. This is the reason why they don't like coffee dates. They don't like walking the parks. They love the steakhouses. They love the fun dates because it doesn't take that much requirement. The reason why you bitches don't...
Y'all still on here making videos lying, saying that you don't accept coffee dates? Every 2 to 3 months, this same conversation pops back up. Let me break down what's happening when you come across these videos of women saying that they don't accept coffee dates. They're doing it to impress other women. They're saying, hey, ladies, look at me. I don't accept low effort dates because my value is high and a man has to do a lot in order to get to know me. That's one of the reasons they're doing it. They're doing it to get validation from other women. 2, if you ask a woman out on a coffee date and she says no, she's not saying no to the coffee date. She's saying no to you because she doesn't like you like that. See, when a woman is really attracted to you, the guy that she really wants, she's 100% going. It doesn't matter what the date is. If it's a coffee date, date to the movies, or a walk in the park, or a fancy date, it doesn't matter. She's going.
A coffee date is not romance. It is just LinkedIn with lattes. Like, don't get me wrong.
What? It's like, what? This is the thing with women where, oh, I want high effort. I want romance. Why women are illogical. The bald woman, right? Said that these men were romantic that she's dated. Said the men put so much effort in. Okay. Her longest relationship was 3 months. 3 months. So tell me, getting your romance, does that guarantee him a long-term relationship? Does that guarantee him your body? No, that doesn't guarantee him nothing. Doesn't guarantee no man jack shit. So really, stop wasting each other's time. How about you get to know him first and then see if you even care for him to give you romance? Because we have this problem where I have a video of a woman, right, saying, oh, this is how all dates should be. A Chanel bag and a bouquet of roses. And then in her comment section, they said, oh, this man must be amazing. She said, no, this is the first date and last date. What the fuck was that for? What was the point of it? What's the point of him getting... It's like, seriously, this whole coffee date shit only shows you how selfish women are. It's it. That's it. It only shows you how selfish women are. They don't care to get to know the man. They don't care even if going on a date with this particular man. They only care about, you know what? An experience. Take me on an experience because I'm bored or I'm hungry. Pay for shit from me. Just give me an experience. And I'm giving you, the man, a chance to change my mind. I'm not into you. I'm not attracted to you. I don't give a shit if I get to know you or see you. But you know what? Here's the privilege of changing my mind. That is what women are giving to men. Men are seeing that and they're not fucking dealing with that shit.
Wrong. It's safe. It's public. It's cheap. It's cute. But it just feels like he's testing me out. Like I'm applying for a future situationship. It's like, should I order a latte or should I order a 401k?
We act like women do not test men out. We act like women act like they don't, judge men or figure out if he's right for you. How many times I've done so many videos of women going on first date and it's like, I'm not vibing with him. I'm not going to see him again. It's like, I find women ridiculous.
For some reason, men seem to think that I can't find a man that's willing to take me for coffee.
No, we don't. You made a whole video talking about how a man offered to take you for coffee and you declined.
And what I've noticed from that comment section is a lot of people like coffee dates or ice cream dates or whatever the case may be because it's low effort, low commitment, low risk. And for the men, it's cost effective, right?
Your video was made for two reasons: to convince people that you get asked out on dates, and to further the narrative that coffee dates are low effort. You said they're low effort, low commitment, low risk, and cost effective. But yet, you haven't even described what it means for a date to be low effort if it's not pertaining to money. Low commitment, yeah, no shit, I'm just now meeting you. Low risk, why should a date be risky? What the fuck are you talking about? But you're the same woman that said McAllister's will be your first date option. There's the receipt so we don't have to play dumb. A meal at McAllister's costs more than coffee, but how is it more effort? She ain't gonna answer.
For some reason,
Again, this is how women view dating. It's just the money.
Y'all would hate me because I don't feel like I have to accept no coffee date because I'm plus size. It's low effort. But you did. You didn't have no standards, so you feel like anyone better than has to accept that. Or worse than you. Raise your standards next time. Y'all would hate me because I don't feel...
This is the thing where, this whole thing where, oh, women that accept it as low, have low standards. Okay, fine. Okay, cool. How is your standards done for you? What is it? Okay, fine. You can have, and I agree. Women, all people should have standards, preferences, whatever. But what are your results with your standards? Now, if your result is now you complaining, and I'm not saying women do, or I'm not saying these women do, but if your standards is now like, okay, you are now complaining, oh, the men I'm getting are, they don't want to commit, they just want to have sex, they cheat, they lie. Okay, well then, you know what? Tell me, is your standards actually doing anything for you? It's not. And to be honest, is like a lot of these women think that you can have whatever standards you want, but at the end of the day, what are you getting? It's about the results. It's the in this kind of cases, like, fine. I mean, who can disagree or argue about what your standards are or your journey will be? Okay, but at the end of the day, what is your results? If your results that you're still single in the dating market, looking for a man, I mean, none of these women are out of the dating market. None of these women are not dating. Then what was the point? You're not qualifying for the men that fit your standards because most likely you don't fit these men's standards. But the men that you do qualify for, you don't want them because they don't fit your standards. So at the end of the day, this is why I've said this countless times before. I support women staying single. Please get out of the dating market. I really wish that women, let's say that women with the red glasses, right? The weird women with the weird facial expressions. I wish women like that truly de-center men. Because this is the thing, you haven't de-centered men when honestly, all your conversations are about men. You only talk about men. You constantly talk about men. So really, how you de-center men when all you think about is men? All you talk about is men. So really, my thing is that women like this, women like the first, the women with the coffee thing, just de-center men. Stop dating men. Stop interacting with men. Be with yourself. That is it.
That lady didn't say nothing wrong. Y'all just be mad when people don't accept the things you do accept and you're not confident in your choice of accepting those things because your standards are a little low. Because I don't want to go on a coffee date either, baby. I don't want no folders in my cup. And she don't either. And there's nothing wrong with that. And what's crazy about it is there are plenty of women who love coffee dates. That man will be fine. He's going to find somebody that likes coffee.
I love women that says this, right? Oh, there's plenty of women that will love coffee. Okay, cool. Why can't you use the same fucking logic for yourself? Oh, these men are cheaters. These men are liars. These men are abusive. Okay, there are plenty of men that don't lie, cheat, and abuse. Why aren't you dating these men? This is the issue I have. Okay. Whoa, my God! These men are deadbeat dads. These men are terrible fathers. These men are terrible husbands. Okay, cool. There are plenty of men that will commit to you, that will be faithful to you, that will simp for you, that will treat you like a queen, that will be good fathers, that will be good husbands. Why aren't you dating these men? Right? Why aren't you dating these men? I've never heard a woman say, "Oh, I do have men that fit my standards, but let's be blunt. I'm not attracted to these men." Or, "I don't want these men." But no, women don't say that shit. Women constantly, you know what? They go after the men that fit their victim mentality, right? To help them establish that victim mentality. Yet, they're able to spew this sage wisdom or this sage advice or sage viewpoint. Whatever.
And she's going to find somebody who is going to take her on a date to do something she actually wants to do. Why do y'all feel like black women are just...
Will she? Now, I mean, maybe. The issue I'm seeing a lot of times is that, one, maybe she will get a man that will do the things she want to do. But does she want that man? Balance of probability, she doesn't. Now, the issue is that a lot of men are seeing that, you know what? The men that you do want, you would go on a coffee date with. So this is why I honestly want to say is that this is why I reiterate, know that if she wants you, she will make dating for you easy. 100%. So, you know.
Supposed to accept a date because somebody offered her a date. She don't want to drink no goddamn coffee. She don't want no lemon loaf from Starbucks at 8:30 in the morning.
But she wanted soup. She wanted soup. She wanted, what is it, bagels? She could have gotten that there too. So really, no, be more honest. You just didn't want the guy.
The reason why you bitches don't like coffee dates is because it doesn't look lit to your homegirl.
First of all, nigga, let's stop calling women bitches. It shows.
Okay, I love pandering men. So you want to stop calling women bitches, but it's okay to use the N word. Does that show any level of intelligence? Not really.
Shows that you have a low sense of, what's the word? Intelligent quotient, right? It shows that your IQ is not up to par, right? I'll give you the reason why a coffee date is not a date, okay? Because you've been talking to this woman over the course of a couple of weeks. You have exchanged information. Now, if you're a smart man, right? If you're a smart man, you have been able to decipher and discern her likes and dislikes, areas of her life that she may be, you know, some shortcomings, whether it's in the artistic sense, whether it's in, you know, whatever sense it might be. Now, through those conversations, right, if you truly see her, right, you will be able to plan a date that she will be excited about. A coffee date shows that you lack a sense of creativity and curiosity.
When is going on a dinner date an original plan? When is curiosity? When is going on a dinner date anything special? Seriously, this isn't like, I don't know, skydiving on the first date. This is why pandering men are kind of stupid, or very stupid. Where's the originality of going on a dinner date? Curiosity of what? What they serve? Why would you care? The curiosity is, you know what? Getting to know this stranger. This is why so many, but you know what? This is why this man's, right? His view is almost 200K. Almost equal to the original woman's video. Because you pander to women. You pander to women. Like, it's really tiring.
Some of y'all swear you're too good for coffee dates, but your priorities are so backwards. Coffee dates are quiet, intentional, and the perfect way to get to know somebody. And isn't that supposed to? Yeah, but a lot of you don't want to do it because you can't brag about it, post about it, or flex about it online. The truth is, a lot of you don't really want conversation, because if he sat across from you and tried to talk to you, you wouldn't have much value to add to the conversation. And I wish you really did have the standards that you say you do online, because holding yourself to a high standard is beautiful, but it's got to show up in every area of your life, not just at the coffee shop. You're too good for coffee dates, but not too good for one-night stands or dealing with married men or being the proud side chick or getting pregnant by literal strangers. Where are all these standards when they really should count? Because if we're really being honest, the coffee isn't the problem. The character is. Because a lot of you aren't really interested in the man at all. You're really only interested in the free food, the ego boost, and the bragging rights. Because if it's a man you really like, you meet him in a parking lot if he wanted you to. And all of a sudden, you don't even need a 5-star restaurant. If we really want to get honest, coffee dates wouldn't even be a problem if we started to normalize talking on the phone again before ever going out on a date. I mean, actually talking on the phone, not texting, hearing each other's voice. If you actually talked and felt the vibe and got a little bit of rapport with each other before the first meetup, it would save so much time and energy, and we wouldn't be dealing with this. So no, coffee isn't low effort. It's the perfect vibe check. The only issue is that too many of us have bought into performative dating. It's not about connection, it's about attention. Coffee isn't the problem, and standards are not the problem. The problem is when we confuse bragging rights with self-worth and flexing online with real love. If you cared about your standards when no one was watching as much as you do when the internet is watching, your love life would look completely different. Some of y'all swear.
This is the thing where this woman just really on point. Do you know how you want to get rid of coffee dates? Actually have a talking stage. Actually talk to the person. Stop jumping, oh, let's jump straight to a date. And I said this already, I've seen so many women say, oh, the first day he didn't ask me no questions. Well, then you should have discovered if you had a vibe before you went on the fucking first date. Now you wasted your time, and you definitely wasted his time and his money when you didn't feel any vibes with him. You could have solved this man didn't ask me any questions when you did a talking stage. You would have solved that already. But no, absolutely. This is why this is the insanity of a lot of women. And this woman was on point. I liked a lot of things she said. I mean, couldn't agree more.
Y'all are the low effort. You out here dropping draws for food. Get some self-esteem and self-respect. Y'all screaming, I'm too good for a coffee date. Too good for I wish you was too good to be out here sleeping with men from dating apps on the first meetup. I wish that you were too good to be out here being side chicks. I wish that y'all thought that y'all was too good to be out here messing around with married men. I wish that y'all thought that y'all was too good to be out here entertaining men who only want to sleep with you but won't give you the actual commitment and string you along in situationships. I wish that you had enough self-esteem to be too good for that. I wish you were too good to be out here letting men continuously cheat on you over and over and then staying and playing to be his fool. I wish you felt like you was too good to be out here giving men money, putting your name on leases for men. I wish you was too good for that. I wish you was too good to be giving your body up for 9 months to carry babies for men who didn't want you. See, those are the things that I wish you thought that you were too good for. It's funny that the only thing that you think you're too good for is when it comes down to where a man take you to eat and drink, right? But when it comes down to the things that actually matter in life, the things that you really should think that you're too good for, you clearly don't think you're too good for those things at all. That's the reason why these men be out here dog walking you the way they do.
What do you guys think? You know what? I want to end it with, I haven't seen this video, right? I haven't seen this video, but I wanted to end it with Home Math. He did a video talking about coffee dates a while ago, or I think he was talking about coffee dates. So let's see it. Let's check it out. Let's check this one out.
So for my very first coffee date, which I'm about to expose myself, this man did not even buy my coffee.
Why not?
He didn't because he's a cheap bastard.
Let me offer a different perspective. I've said before that women are connected more to the emotion and instinct parts of the brain, and men are connected more to the logic and reason parts of the brain. That means that what women think relies on very old processes in the brain, like relying on men to provide. And what men think is more reactive to the situations that we're living in. For most of human history, men just made more money than women. And so men would spend their extra money on women, and that's how the relationship would form. But now that we have changed things, men don't have all that much extra money anymore, so when we have to pay for everything, it can feel pretty unfair. When I started dating, I assumed that every girl would want to go 50-50. They said they wanted equality, and that's what equality is to me. What I found out is that a lot of them still expect this behavior, even though reality doesn't fit it anymore. I think men have a logical tendency to say, hey, you got what you wanted, why don't we go half and half? And women have a tendency to say, I'm a woman, treat me like a woman. So women are wondering, why are men different? And men are wondering, why are women not different? This is emotionally difficult for everybody.
And I did all these mental gymnastics about why he might not have done that.
No need. This makes men feel like they're being used, and this makes some women feel like they're not being taken care of.
From that point forward, he did not ask me out or...
This is a thing where men's logic is very straightforward. Very simple. You don't need to do mental gymnastics to explain anything a man is thinking. Very straightforward.
Him to take me out ever again.
Neither would I. My favorite relationships were the ones like this, or ones where the woman did more. That does happen. That's why this conversation is so annoying, because this is out of our hands. A lot of us just have no choice but to say, hey, buy your own coffee. Most women want a man who can take care of her, and when men earn significantly more than women, that's easy. There's always a man who makes enough more than you to provide you with what you want. But as women close the gap in income, it becomes more and more difficult to find a guy who has what you need.
He would hit my line constantly, offering to go on a walk together or asking me to hang out.
So go on a walk or hang out. As men lose their ability to impress women with money, you're going to have to start liking them for their personalities anyway.
So from our very first coffee date...
And that's the thing where I find women funny. They constantly ask for emotionally intelligent men. They constantly ask for men that are more mature, men that are more intelligent, men that have a more emotional connection with. Guess what? Coffee dates would do that. Walking dates would do that. Or it will provide an opportunity to focus on that. Talking stage would do that. A dinner date does not, make it more, better for that. It's just now, it's just a way for women to focus on if men can impress a woman or not. Why do men need to impress women? It's like, why would you need to be impressed? And it is funny that women say, oh, I want men to court me. Why? This ain't the 1930s. It's like, this is the thing where why men's logic is very straightforward. You ask for equality. You emphasize that, oh, you're strong, independent. You don't need no man. You don't need a man's money. You don't need, all this shit. Okay, fine. You want a man that's emotionally intelligent, a man that's caring, something more inside than materialistic. Okay, cool. Well, why are you still beholden to the patriarchic ideas of dating? Court me, impress me, provide for me. It's like, seriously? Did you not ask for equality? And now you want like traditional treatment? Absolutely ridiculous. I love Whole Math, right? I don't watch him as enough as I should, but it's like, I don't want to cop his shit. But, very, very straightforward breakdown. So what do you guys think?